Hello, everyone. I'm thinking that one day in the year is not enough time to commemorate and give thanks for all the lives and all of the wars that America has fought in. One day is just not enough to honor the men and women and all the wars. Think about how many wars, how much warring people do, not just men, but there have been some women I'm sure that have started war, who have served and died in all of the wars in this country, and because of it, we are free. Some are freer than others, who shall remain nameless. Our freedoms, so many freedoms, have been preserved. And as bad as it is and was and has been over all this time, it's still freer than most other places in the world. Probably the freest country in the world. And I give thanks for that. Not enough. One day is not enough because think of all the cultures that have participated in these wars. We're all we're all called Americans, but it always amazed me to some degree that Black Americans would participate in war, in a war that was, you know, part of the American establishment, the American dream. Black people, former slaves, actually participated in the very first wars, all along. I could see it in the Civil War, thinking that somehow we were doing something to show our citizenship, love of country. I could see that. But as time passed, especially when you got to the First and Second World Wars and the lives were lost, America was preserved and freedoms were preserved, and then you still come back and, no, you can't drink out of this water fountain and go to the back. And yes, we still lynch you and kill you for no reason, you know. In any event, black soldiers fought in the mall. Hmm. And the things that their people get, we are descendants of these soldiers, these fighters. And the anguish and disappointment that they have felt coming back to this country and then having to, put up with the bullshit engaged in this society. Uh, this anguish is passed on, and we're not sort of, we're actually kind of genetically working our way out of all of that pain and violence inflicted on our people from slavery on. And there is a built-in depression, you know. I mean, the signs of depression are, a loss of interest in participating in general in what's going on in the country, and you know, loss of sleep and appetite and energy levels, concentration. I love to speak to black women about this because we have these symptoms, and I really think that you should look at the fact that you're not just carrying your stuff, but you're working through stuff from generations before 200 years worth of crap. Self-esteem issues, confidence issues, all of that is a part of this general depression that many of us are uh, thinking is, well, it's just the way it is. We have to live with it. Eh, I don't think so. We can break free. We need not linger in that. There are ways to handle it, to be done with it. And as we go through time, we are working it and working it out and fighting and doing all those things. It just concerns me that all of this warring and fighting each other is so unnecessary. Uh, the first step is to know that we are free. We need to know that in our souls, in our hearts, to know that you are free. There's a fearlessness involved with that. Knowing you are free, feeling free, means that there's no fear sloughing you down. I admired the sacrifice of our soldiers, and I still do, until I realized it was unnecessary. As I go deeper in my spiritual practice, and as many of us already know, so unnecessary. I think that's one of the reasons we weep. It's because of the unnecessary sacrifice. Using our power as people in wasteful ways. Black soldiers looking for acceptance from hateful people. Wow. Ugh. Mm. Slough this off. We need to slough it off and get into the loving power of peace that we literally are as we walk about the face of this earth. Slough it off and live in peace and power.